Alright, let's talk about one of the most iconic animals in the Americas. When you're out exploring the wild, there's a sound that instantly grabs your attention. It's a dry, buzzing noise like seeds shaking in a pod. That's the sound of the rattlesnake, a reptile that's truly a master of survival. This sound is a warning, a way for the snake to say, "Hey, I'm here, please don't get too close." It's a polite request to give it some space, and it's one of the most amazing natural alarms in the animal kingdom. These snakes are found all over, from Canada down to Argentina, making them a true American native. Rattlesnakes are so fascinating because they are perfectly designed for their environment. They are pit vipers, which means they have some incredible tools to help them find food and stay safe. Their famous rattle is just one part of their amazing story. They also have a unique way of seeing the world in a way we can't even imagine. They can sense the body heat of other animals, which makes them incredible hunters, even in total darkness. This ability is like having a superpower. It allows them to find their next meal without ever having to rely on their eyesight alone, which is a huge advantage in the wild. These reptiles have been a part of the landscape for millions of years. They are a symbol of the wild, untamed parts of our world. When you see a rattlesnake, you're looking at a creature that has perfected the art of living in some of the toughest places on Earth. They are not aggressive monsters looking for trouble. Instead, they are cautious animals that would much rather avoid a confrontation. Their whole defense system is built around warning others to stay away. They use their camouflage to hide and their rattle to alert anything that gets too close, saving their venom only as a last resort for self-defense or to catch food. Understanding rattlesnakes means looking past the fear and seeing the incredible animal that they are. They are a vital part of their ecosystems, playing an important role in keeping nature in balance. From their unique sound to their specialized hunting skills, everything about the rattlesnake is a lesson in survival. In this journey, we're going to dive deep into their world. We will explore what makes them so special, how they live in so many different places, and why it's so important that we learn to live alongside them. Let's get ready to appreciate these truly remarkable reptiles for what they are, masters of their domain. Let's take a closer look at what makes a rattlesnake a rattlesnake. Their bodies are incredible machines built for survival. The most famous feature, of course, is the rattle. This isn't something they are born with. A baby rattlesnake, or neonate, is born with a single button at the end of its tail. Every time the snake sheds its skin, a new segment is added to the rattle. These segments are made of keratin, the same stuff our fingernails are made of. They are hollow and loosely interlocked. When the snake vibrates its tail, these segments click against each other, creating that famous buzzing sound. But the rattle isn't their only amazing tool. Take a look at their head. Between their eyes and their nostrils, you'll find two small openings. These are their heat-sensing pits, and they are absolutely incredible. These pits can detect tiny changes in temperature. This means a rattlesnake can see the heat signature of a warm-blooded animal like a mouse or a rabbit even in complete darkness. It gives them a thermal image of their surroundings. This is how they can strike with such pinpoint accuracy. They don't just see their prey, they feel its warmth, making them one of the most efficient nighttime hunters out there. Their eyes are also specially adapted. They have vertical pupils, much like a cat. This shape allows the pupil to open very wide in low light, letting in as much light as possible for better night vision. During the bright daylight hours, the pupil can shrink to a narrow slit, protecting the eye from the sun's glare. This gives them great vision in a wide range of light conditions. Combined with their heat-sensing pits, they have a sensory system that is perfectly tuned for finding prey and avoiding predators day or night. It's an amazing combination of biological tools working together, and we can't forget about their fangs and venom. Rattlesnakes have hinged fangs that fold back against the roof of their mouth when they're not in use. When they strike, the fangs swing forward to inject venom. This venom is a complex cocktail of proteins that is primarily used to immobilize and begin digesting their prey. It's a last resort defense mechanism. A rattlesnake doesn't want to waste its precious venom on something it can't eat. That's why the rattle is so important. It's a warning designed to prevent a situation where the snake feels it has no other choice but to bite. Not all rattlesnakes are the same. This is a big, diverse family of snakes with over 30 different species, and they come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Let's compare a few to see just how different they can be. One of the biggest and most well-known is the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. This is the heavy hitter of the rattlesnake world, found in the southeastern United States. It can grow over 6 feet long and is quite thick. Its back is covered in a beautiful pattern of dark diamond-shaped markings outlined in yellow, which gives it its name. It prefers sandy pine forests and coastal areas. Now let's go way to the other side of the country and look at the sidewinder. This is a much smaller rattlesnake, usually only about 2 feet long. It lives in the scorching, hot, sandy deserts of the Southwest. Its name comes from the unique way it moves. It throws its body in loops, moving sideways across the sand. This S-shaped motion is super efficient and keeps most of its body off the hot ground at any given time. Sidewinders are usually pale, sandy-colored, which gives them perfect camouflage against the desert floor. They even have little horns above their eyes, which are actually raised scales that help keep sand out of their eyes. Let's head up into the mountains and forests to find another species, the timber rattlesnake. This snake has a huge range, from the northeast all the way down to Texas. Because it lives in so many different habitats, its appearance can vary a lot. Some are almost black, while others are yellowish or gray with dark V-shaped bands running down their backs. They are masters of camouflage in the leafy forests where they live. Unlike the sidewinder, which is known for its quick and sometimes nervous behavior, the timber rattlesnake is often described as being very calm and reluctant to rattle or strike. Finally, consider the tiny rock rattlesnake, found in the Rocky Mountain areas of the Southwest and Mexico. These little guys are often less than 2 feet long. Their incredible talent is changing their color. Depending on the color of the rocks in their specific habitat, be it limestone, volcanic rock, or granite, their skin can be gray, bluish, or even pinkish tan. This allows them to blend in perfectly with their surroundings, making them almost invisible to predators and prey. These examples show that the word rattlesnake describes a huge family of animals, each one perfectly adapted to its own unique corner of the world. Rattlesnakes are incredible survivors, and honestly, a big reason for that is their ability to live in so many different places. They are true masters of adaptation. You can find them in scorching hot deserts, lush green forests, wide open grasslands, and even high up in the mountains. Each environment presents its own challenges, but rattlesnakes have developed special skills to thrive in all of them. This versatility is one of the most impressive things about them. They show us that with the right tools, life can flourish almost anywhere. It's a testament to their resilience and evolutionary success over millions of years. In the blistering heat of the desert, where temperatures can really soar, rattlesnakes like the Mojave rattlesnake have a clever strategy. They are largely nocturnal during the summer. They spend the hottest parts of the day underground in cool burrows, often made by rodents like kangaroo rats. Then, as the sun sets and the desert floor cools down, they come out to hunt. Their heat-sensing pits give them a huge advantage in the dark, allowing them to find their warm-blooded prey easily. Their pale, sandy colors provide excellent camouflage against the sparse landscape, helping them avoid predators like hawks and coyotes, while they wait patiently for a meal to wander by. Now let's travel to a completely different environment, the dense, shady forests of the eastern United States. Here, the timber rattlesnake makes its home. Instead of hiding from the sun, this snake often needs to find it. It will bask on sunny logs or rock outcroppings to warm up its body, as reptiles are cold-blooded and rely on external sources for heat. Its dark patterned skin helps it blend in with the leaf litter and shadows on the forest floor. During the cold winters, these snakes do something amazing. They gather together in large groups in deep rock crevices or dens, a behavior called brumation. They spend the winter in a dormant state, waiting for spring to return. In the vast grasslands of the Great Plains, the prairie rattlesnake reigns. This environment is wide open, with fewer places to hide than a forest or a rocky desert. Here, their main shelters are the underground burrows of prairie dogs. They will often live right alongside these mammals in their extensive tunnel systems, using the burrows for protection from the extreme weather and from predators. Their brownish-green coloration matches the dried grasses perfectly. These snakes are a great example of how rattlesnakes use the features of their habitat, including other animals, to survive and thrive in a challenging, open landscape. Every animal has a job to do in its ecosystem, and rattlesnakes are no exception. They play a crucial role as a mesopredator, which is a fancy way of saying they are both a hunter and the hunted. This puts them right in the middle of the food web, where they help keep everything in balance. As predators, rattlesnakes are incredibly important for controlling populations of small mammals. Their main diet consists of mice, rats, rabbits, gophers, and prairie dogs. Without rattlesnakes, the numbers of these rodents could explode, which would have serious consequences. Think about what would happen if there were too many rodents. They could eat vast amounts of seeds, preventing new plants and trees from growing. They could also cause significant damage to agricultural crops, impacting our food supply. Furthermore, many of these small mammals can carry diseases that are harmful to humans, such as hantavirus or the bacteria that causes plague. By keeping rodent populations in check, rattlesnakes act as a natural form of pest control. They help maintain healthy forests and grasslands and even protect human health, all by simply doing what they do best, hunting for their next meal. At the same time, rattlesnakes are also an important food source for other animals. They are not at the very top of the food chain. A variety of predators are skilled at hunting them. Birds of prey like red-tailed hawks and great-horned owls will swoop down from the sky to catch them. On the ground, animals like coyotes, foxes, and even other snakes like the king snake will prey on rattlesnakes. The king snake is particularly famous for this because it is immune to rattlesnake venom. This constant pressure from predators ensures that rattlesnake populations themselves stay in balance with their environment. This dual role as both predator and prey makes the rattlesnake a keystone species in many habitats. Their presence, or absence, can send ripples throughout the entire ecosystem. If rattlesnakes were to disappear, we would likely see an immediate increase in rodent numbers and a decrease in the animals that rely on rattlesnakes for food. It's a delicate and interconnected system. The rattlesnake is a vital link in that chain. They are a perfect example of how every single species, even one that we might fear, has an essential part to play in the great balancing act of nature. There's no denying it, many people are deeply afraid of rattlesnakes. This fear is one of the biggest challenges these animals face. For centuries, they have been portrayed as aggressive, evil creatures just waiting to strike. This reputation is built on misunderstanding. In reality, rattlesnakes are shy and defensive animals. They see humans as a giant predator and want nothing to do with us. Their rattle is a clear signal to back off. A bite is almost always a last resort, happening when a snake is stepped on, cornered, or harassed. Unfortunately, this deep-seated fear often leads to a simple, tragic reaction: kill the snake on sight. This direct persecution is a major threat to rattlesnake populations across the country. Events like rattlesnake roundups are a prime example. In these events, hundreds or even thousands of snakes are captured from the wild. They are often kept in crowded, stressful conditions before being killed. While some people defend these events as a form of tradition or pest control, conservationists argue they are incredibly harmful. They disrupt local ecosystems by removing large numbers of key predators and often involve destructive capture methods like pumping gasoline into snake dens, which pollutes the environment and harms many other animals. Beyond direct killing, the biggest threat rattlesnakes face from humans is habitat loss. As our cities and towns expand, we are paving over the wild places where these snakes live. We build roads that cut through their territories, leading to many snakes being run over by cars. We develop housing communities in deserts and forests, turning their homes into our backyards. When rattlesnakes lose their habitat, they also lose their sources of food and shelter. This forces them into closer contact with people and pets, which unfortunately increases the chances of negative encounters for both humans and the snakes. The fear and misunderstanding also prevent us from appreciating the important role these snakes play. Instead of seeing them as valuable members of our local ecosystems, they are often viewed simply as a threat to be eliminated. This mindset makes it difficult to pass laws that protect them or to fund conservation efforts. Changing this perception is key to their survival. We need to move from a relationship based on fear to one based on respect and understanding. Learning to coexist with rattlesnakes starts with recognizing that they belong here just as much as we do, and that their survival is connected to the health of the very landscapes we all share. Rattlesnakes are more than just a sound or a symbol of danger. They are a deep-rooted part of the culture and history of the Americas. For many indigenous cultures, the rattlesnake is a powerful and respected figure. It's not seen as an evil creature but as a sacred animal associated with rain, fertility, and the earth itself. In many stories and ceremonies, the rattlesnake is a guardian, a creature of immense power that commands respect. This perspective is a world away from the common Hollywood portrayal of a villain. It shows us that fear is not the only way to view these animals. Reverence and respect are also possible. To ensure rattlesnakes have a future, we need to replace fear with facts. Education is our most powerful tool. We can teach people what to do if they encounter a rattlesnake. Stop, slowly back away, and give it plenty of space to move on. We can explain that these snakes are not looking for trouble and that most bites are preventable. Park rangers, nature centers, and wildlife educators are on the front lines, sharing accurate information and helping the public see these animals in a new light. When people understand the rattlesnake's true nature and its vital role in the environment, their fear often turns into fascination and a desire to help protect them. Conservation efforts are making a real difference. In many states, laws have been passed to regulate or ban the hunting and killing of rattlesnakes. Scientists are studying their behavior and habitat needs to develop better conservation plans. Some rattlesnake roundups are even transitioning into educational wildlife festivals, where the focus is on celebrating the snakes and teaching public safety, rather than killing them. Relocation services offer a humane alternative for removing a snake from a backyard, moving it to a safe, appropriate habitat instead of harming it. These actions prove that we can find better ways to coexist. Ultimately, protecting rattlesnakes is about protecting the wildness they represent. They are a symbol of a healthy, functioning ecosystem. When we see a rattlesnake in its natural habitat, it's a sign that the environment is still whole. By preserving their habitats, respecting their space, and sharing knowledge, we can ensure that the sound of a rattle will continue to be a part of our natural landscapes for generations to come. It's a sound that doesn't have to be feared. Instead, it can be a reminder of the beautiful, complex, and wild world that we have a shared responsibility to protect.